Welcome back to another session. In this session, we'll be discussing how you fix your candles if you do get big cracks, an uneven surface, a wax collapsing around the wick. There's lots of issues you can come across, but there's always ways to fix it. Now, there's two options that people generally use. You can do a top pour, which means you're pouring another layer over the candle that you've finished to smooth over the top of it. Now, if you wait 3 to 4 hours, which is about the right time you need to wait, you want the candle to be set enough to take the weight of the second layer. Remember, it's setting from the outside in, bottom up. So if you pour too soon, it's just going to run down the centre around the wick and push everything up. So you're still not going to get a really nice finish to your candle. So you need to let it set enough to take the weight. Because your base is set and there's no more movement, when you do your second layer, you'll get a really nice finish. And this is also the way you do colours. So if you want to do a layer of colour on top of your existing candle, rainbow candles are really popular at the moment. So you get layers of different colour. But this is the way you fix your candle. So I've got some melted wax here, just a little bit. And I've got a candle that's not filled completely. This is the one we discussed before with the issue of adhesion. Again, it's not a problem. And all we're going to do is pour another layer over the top of it. So you can do that, pour another layer over the top of it. And I usually put at least a centimetre thickness just to make sure that it doesn't crack because the layer is too thin. So that's one way. The second way is to actually use a heat gun. And the heat guns are quite popular because they're easy to use. What you have to remember with a heat gun, it is a very high heat. So don't use it for too long on top of your candle because you'll lose some of your fragrance. Now the heat gun that I have is from Bunnings. It's just an Azito one, which you can buy. And what you're doing is just melting the top of the candle. So remember, this is a really high heat. And I've got the setting on low, but a low setting but a high heat. And all I'm doing is melting the top of the candle. And that will smooth off any rough areas you have, and it will also fill in any gaps. So if you do have an air pocket, it'll actually melt the wax and fill the gap. You may need to do it a couple of times if it's a really big crack or a big collapsing where you've got an air pocket under the wax. But you know, that's basically all you need to do. So remember, be gentle with it. You don't want to overheat your wax too much. You don't want to lose too much fragrance. So that's the two ways you can actually fix your candles. So I'll let this set and then I'll show you some photos of it when it sets before we start the next session. So thanks.